Can you describe some of your philosophies about how you go about selecting special teams players for various units and things like that?
Yeah, we look for specific skill sets, that can help us on each phase. Guys that can play in space, change direction. You're always looking for physical players. You're wanting guys that take a lot of pride in their role and the opportunity to get on the field. So there's several criteria that go into it, and it just depends on kind of what team you're trying to field in terms of which phase, right? The return game or the coverage game, protection. So there's a lot of factors. There's probably, if I had to list them, there might be 10 to 12, but we'll evaluate it daily and see who our best guys are.
It sounds like you met with Frank Beamer recently to look over some stuff.
I did get an opportunity.
What was
yeah.
that like?
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. Coach Beamer allowed me some time to talk with him, really about special teams, in particular some protection stuff, some punt return things, some punt return ideas. I came here a long time ago for a clinic and really used a lot of his punt block technique and punt return technique early in my career, and have kind of kept it, some form or fashion all the way through. Talk through some of that stuff, and then ask him to take a look at our punt protection, and just kind of wanted to, it's always, it's great, particularly, obviously a Hall of Fame guy that had, tremendous success in the kicking game, to be able to talk with him and bounce ideas and ask him questions. It's pretty invaluable.
He's been retired a couple years. Does he just jump right back into it like it's
Yeah,
nothing?
he was great. He was great. I mean, he was really good ideas right off the bat. Just really quick with observations and areas that he felt like were positive, and areas he felt like that he would. I really wanted him to kind of look at what we were doing and kind of play devil's advocate, and how would you attack it, what would you do, and so it was outstanding. It was fun.
Brent said, he's kind of laid out these first 4 practices or 5 practices, pretty, schedule-wise specifically.
Mm-hmm.
What are the discussions to kind of like how much time do you devote to special teams, especially in the spring? Like, how much do you advocate for more? Like,
Yeah.
what's kind of how's that process kind of manifest? Like kind of getting your group and time with your group.
Yeah, it's more or less 30 minutes with the team in some form or fashion, and obviously the specialists have a specific practice plan for them. I'll never turn down time. I mean, if we get time on the field or time in the meeting room, we certainly want to utilize that. But we've got a good plan. It's important to Coach Price. It's important to our staff. So I like where our thoughts are going in.
Have you figured out a way to get an evaluation on 9 running backs yet?
We're getting there. We're getting there. We take a lot of reps. I think the value is that you have their full attention, because they're looking at it as they know that their opportunity is limited because of just the number of reps that we can take, and so those guys have been outstanding in terms of trying to learn what we're doing and understand the process, and so I do think there's some value in those numbers, and that we haven't had a lot of wasted reps.
And kind of an extension of what I asked you about the time per practice, is spring different than the fall at all? I mean, obviously installation. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that, are you working more guys and trying to whittle it down? I mean, in fall, is it more kind of zoned in or specific? Or, what's the difference between working special teams now versus the fall camp?
Yeah, certainly. The spring is really, you're trying to create a competitive environment. You're trying to get as many guys involved as you can. And you're trying to define roles, and you're trying to find guys that fit what you're looking for. And then, by the time you get to fall and you've got that groundwork done, then now you're looking more into scheme and game planning and that type of stuff. So a lot of drill work in the spring, a lot of competition, putting guys in position to where they can earn a spot and earn an opportunity. That's kind of where spring is, and then you kind of move into fall as to what it's going to look like on game day.
Do you go off last year where people were to start, or like did you create your own sort of? Obviously, guys left, but I mean, how do you kind of come up with like a starting point for like, all right, here's the middle block, and then working from there?
Yeah, it's a mixture. I mean, it's watching film and seeing guys that were, contributors last year, and then also, through our off-season workouts, watching guys run around and change direction, and seeing how fast guys are. I mean, so it's a mixture, I would say.
You obviously have a positional focus with the running backs that you have to worry about. What do you do with the kickers and punters? I mean, they're kind of off on their own field sometimes, doing whatever it is. Do you try to ramp up pressure situations for them in front of everybody to get a good evaluation?
Yeah, well, you want to have them prepared for whatever we're doing in practice, and we'll do that in practice. We'll have some pressure situations for them. We have a practice plan for them during practice that kind of leads up, and so when we do hit those periods, they're prepared and ready to go. And I think that, my background is being a specialist in college. I can remember, how that plays out. I mean, you're at practice and you're working on, what your skill set and what you're doing, and you're seeing those periods kind of click off, and what period we're going out to kick that game-winning field goal, and what period we're going out to do that coming out punt, and so I know it's a lot of mental preparation, just like it is to execute. It's mental execution, and so those guys are doing that every day.
Will you put stakes on certain kicks, like if they make this no up downs or something like that?
Yeah, well, we'll do some of that. Yeah, sure, we'll do some of that. Maybe cut a sprint here and there, or change the circumstances for the team based on the success we have out there. Knocking it through the uprights. Pretty easy position to evaluate.
For those guys specifically, does that get magnified this weekend when you have the open practice and you're gonna have fans out there at Inland Stadium?
I think it's great for them. I think that it's great for our team. To have fans in the stands, but yeah, I think it's outstanding for those specialists anytime they can be in that environment.
So you were a long snapper, right?
I was, yeah.
And so Enzo Anthony is the favorite player then, is automatically, or then did you guys at Louisville, like they had with COVID, they had to use a backup long snapper here, and Enzo got in. Did you guys have that at all, like where you guys are missing your long snapper when that was all going on, and what is your depth at that position? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure who's.
We have three guys.
Yeah,
we have you reference Enzo. We have Justin Pollock, and we have Christian Epling, and then Harrison St. Germain. He did a little bit in high school, as a tight end. So he'll be a guy we'll rep as well.
All right. Thank you, Coach. We'll have a couple
Good.
student athletes coming up.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Y'all have a great day.
Left turn. It's like May's getting out of here. Yep.
Depth chart for one position.
What's that?
I said I got the depth